Yo guys, today we're going to watch a video called The Strongest Operator for Every Class for ARKNIGHTS by spoce. This been 11 months ago, meaning that there is possibly already new characters that is possibly already replaced the strongest here, but for now, let's just watch this. I let's just watch this and we can think about which one that got replaced because I don't really remember, or I don't know. Like I think I know the who will be the strongest for each class, but yeah, let's just see.
8 different classes, each of which having its own niche in your team. ARKNIGHTS operators are divided into 8 different classes, each of which having its own niche in your team. And while
Yep.
it's fun to just talk about the strongest operators in the game, because of how different their kits can be, I think it makes the most sense to compare them within their classes.
Yes.
For each class, I'll be going over my pick for the best operator, and also leaving some basic information about their kit on the screen where you can pause to read if you need. At the end of the video, I'll also try to rank these operators from 1 to 8 just for fun.
Oh. True. This is just for fun. Yeah. This video is just for fun.
I'll go in order of how the classes are listed in the game, which begins with Vanguards. The
Yeah, I
best
know
Vanguard in the
this.
game is Ines.
Yeah,
I'll
obviously.
give an honorable mention
Like,
to our
I don't think there is any other characters that like this flag bearers. Obviously, flag bearer is just stupidly incredible. But obviously, Ines is the most one, and it's still the best Vanguard. But I don't know. There is a chance that Silver Edge Alta is going to replace her soon. Like Silver Edge Alta is kinda insane as a operator. The fact that he can just lower the cost of a character is insane to me. Like can be like I seen that Silver Edge Alta was able to make it to 0. Like what?
standard bearers, who still consistently generate the most DP if that's all you care about. I'll also mention Mulesies, who I think is pretty underrated and has a high ceiling if you know what you're doing.
Oh, Mercy.
And Bagpipe is also still pretty great.
I don't know anything about it, but all I know that she has synergy with Myrtle, I think.
Going back to Ines though, she does basically everything you want in a Vanguard.
True.
She's an agent, which means she generates DP when attacking with skill. Talents notably let her bind enemies on the first hit and slow enemies within range, and also provide some extra utility like revealing invisible enemies and stealing some attack.
That's so useful. What the hell? Revealing enemies? That's too useful. What the heck? Like, dude, I don't know how to counter this shit, bro.
From them. If you
And no model yet. Oh, this as of June 2025. Yeah, this like there's a chance she already has model right now. But yeah, insane.
retreat her, she also leaves behind a sentry that lets her talent 2's effects linger even when she's off field, entirely without taking up a deployment slot.
Ooh.
She also inherently has a faster deployment time and can hit air because of her archetype. Her S2
Why is her archetype agent? Okay.
is really good, expanding her range and stealing attack speed from enemies, and also allowing her to generate a DP every time she hits an
That's so useful.
enemy. Since she constantly gains attack speed during the skill, she'll hit more and more enemies, which generates a lot.
I really like Ines' design. I don't know. I just love black hairs.
You can reasonably replace a standard bearer on your team with Ines and not feel too big of a difference in DP gen. She just does so much more than other Vanguards while not really sacrificing anything important in her kit.
Like she does damage too. The fact that each attack just give you 1 DP is insane.
Guards are interesting because they're just so
this is guards now. Okay. Currently the strongest guard is either Milner or Dagger Breaker, I think.
many good options. Even in the end, it was kind of tough for me to pick a number 1, and I was debating between Dagenbreaker and Moinar the whole time. I decided to go with Dagon, though I wouldn't really blame you if you picked Moinar. I'll also give an honorable mention to Surtur, who's still really strong, Alpianus, who is especially great in Abyssal Hunter teams. I also think Zola is pretty underrated, and I promise I'm not just saying that because I pulled him.
Ooh, damn. A Zola mean. I actually like Zola, to be honest. Like, I don't know what about him that I like. Maybe because, I don't know. Like, his design is my taste. I don't know why. Because I don't think, like, I don't know why I like Zola compared to other male characters.
7 times.
Like, maybe I don't know. He's probably my favorite male character, unbelievable enough. and I don't know why.
Dagon is a Swordmaster guard with an auto recovery S3 for some reason.
Like
She's blocked you with a solid damage outside of her skill.
I don't know, like aesthetic wise, I feel like I just like his design compared to other male characters.
Compared to Moinar, who just reads his
like he's not Ikemen
until you use the skill. While Moinar does more damage per skill.
Not Ikemen. He's still considered handsome. Like even in the literally Amiya in one of those what you call live streams say he's handsome. But I don't know what about him. Maybe it's a short hair. I just don't know what about him that I like his design much.
In a more convenient range, it charges slower. It also lasts.
Block 0. That's very very solid land holder, faster skills, skill does not fast burst, smaller skill range, higher DP.
Way longer though compared to Dagon's S3, which is a quick burst. These skills are both broken tier and have their pros and cons, but outside of this comparison, I like Dagon's utility as a lane holder. It makes her better for general content while still
lane holder is way more. A lane holder is for me is way more better.
Being great for difficult stages.
Like it's not like you cannot use both of them, right? Like it's not like you cannot. Like you can just use that one being a lane holder and then you just put it here and then it becomes dude just that will be too like I think that would be overkill when I really think about it. Like what's the point of putting two guards in one place?
I do want to mention though that Moinar being block 0 means he usually doesn't randomly get 2-shot by strong enemies, which can be important in some stages. But overall, I'd say Dagon is slightly better and is my pick for the strongest guard. Comparisons aside though, just use both.
Yeah, just use both. Yeah, like I said, just use
my
both.
Pick for the best defender.
Best defender. I would assume it would be Shu or Hoshikuma, but I don't think Hoshikuma was released during this time. But I think Shu will be the best defender, right? I think so. Like her century, where the enemy just go back and just in a loop, like that's so. Like, dude, I experienced myself as in ARKNIGHTS. Like Jesus, that's so bullshit, bro.
Is definitely Shu.
Yeah, I know it.
I'll give an honorable mention to Horn, who is the best damage dealing defender.
Ooh, damage dealing defender.
Mudrock and Penance, who are just tanks, but overall Shu has some irreplaceable utility that makes her far.
Penance is still a defender? Okay, interesting. I didn't expect that.
Far better than the other options.
I guess she defends Vision
for the moment. Shu
he hasn't released yet.
Guardian defender, and the healing she provides makes her feel super comfy to use, and combined with the extra utility in her kit, makes her one of, if not the best defensive operators in the game. Her S3 is a strong healing skill with a big range, and with her talent, it also plants rice fields under and around the operators she heals. These tiles give operators standing on them a good amount of constant healing, alongside physical and introduction. The tiles are also able to heal unhealables like Link Dragons, Wishadel turrets, and operators of certain archetypes like Zula or Mudrock, for example. On top of all that defensive utility, during her entire S3 duration, any enemies that stand on a rice field will be teleported back to that tile.
That's so useful. Just imagine how useful that is to hold so many characters. Oh my god. This is so useful because like obviously defenders cannot block too many characters, right? Like at least 3 or I don't think there is a 4 block for what I've seen. Yeah, I think maximum is 3 block, which is insane for this defender to able just teleport them back here. Like that's actually insane.
Walk away. This is really good for stalling bosses that are stun immune, and also means that you basically can't leak anything during her entire skill duration.
Yeah,
also quickly mention that if you have 4 Sway siblings on your team, all your operator skills will charge faster thanks to
oh really? Interesting.
Her Sway talent. Just a completely loaded kit that gives you much more than other defenders do. There isn't much of a conversation to be had.
This is obviously only one person deserves this. It's obviously Wizardel.
For snipers.
It's W.
I'll mention Ray and Typhon as other great snipers, and Shelter and Narantuya are still pretty good as well.
Yeah, I know they are good.
I don't think they're close in power to Wishadel at all.
Yeah, there's no point.
Being a flinger sniper, Wishadel does massive physical AoE damage, and the range on her shots for her S3 really redefine what AoE means. They delete everything they hit, and also hit basically everything on the map. These S3 shots also hit air for literally no reason, making it so that Wishadel basically has no downsides or weaknesses. Even when her—
That's so stupid. What the hell? That's stupid. stupid, bro.
Her skill isn't active, she does good damage with her normal attacks, and also has her turrets that slow enemies. These turrets do solid damage as well, and she has built-in camouflage near her turrets, making it really hard for enemies to hit her. If she's ever not the best sniper in the game, it might be over.
Yeah, like if someone power creeps her, then yeah, it's over. Arknight is going to be what I call to be a power creep game.
Casters have historically been the weakest
Caster, Logos. I only can think Logos.
class in ARKNIGHTS, but that's changed recently. In my opinion, the strongest caster in the game is Logos, and I'll shout out the recently released Lapa and the Decadenza and Nymph as well.
With Brutosa, yeah.
Logos is just a Giga Chad that does way too much for a core caster. At a baseline, he's just a solid caster, probably being at a slightly higher power level to the older casters.
I just realized he has elemental injury. What the fuck?
game, but his module literally just...
Like, now I know what this is. Like, what the heck? He's broken as heck. Like, I don't understand what this is. This gives so many burst damage. Like, holy. But to think that a caster like him also does that, oh, that's bullshit, bro.
Changes everything. It enables him to deal elemental damage, while massively buffing his first talent. With this module, Logos can proc Necrosis Burst by himself, and because of how elemental damage works, it's basically a big amount of added true damage on top of his already solid base kit.
Yeah.
His first talent initially allows him to deal an additional 60% of his attack as arts damage 40% of the time he hits an enemy, but the module buffs this to 60% of the time and also adds another 60% attack as elemental damage on top of that. So basically, he does a lot of damage.
I like Logos design.
He also has some utility like slow.
Like he's also one of my favorite male characters. I should make a tier list, but next week I make a tier list about all the characters.
And other debuffs like minus 10 res and making enemies.
That's going to be a very long video. Holy.
Increase arts damage on his second talent. His S1 is also a really good AFK skill and makes enemies demonetize themselves. Logos is just a broken operator and combines many caster archetypes into one with little trade-offs.
He's just a core, yeah, he's just a core caster, man. It's not even like he's not a caster with a broken archetype. He's just a normal, like he has a normal caster archetype. Bro, it's
Medic
a chat.
is kind of a weird class.
Medic! I would assume Monster would be here. Monster is the only medic I can think of. There is Reed Alter. Reed Alter is kinda, I would assume is good. Like she does damage for, like she does healing for she does damage to heal. Yeah, that's the thing.
I think the best medic is Aya Alter,
Oh,
but the options behind her that I'll shout out, being Reed Alter and then Calcit, are more like DPS characters than medics.
Was Monster was not here? What? Okay, interesting.
Nightingale is also still great and fills some useful niches.
I guess Monster wasn't released during this time. I would assume so. Okay. Also, legendary. Yeah, okay. Now I know. Hasn't done
Aya
it.
does what you think a medic would do, and really well. Being a wandering medic, she has a massive range and recovers elemental injury from allies. The range makes her comfy to use as a general healer, and both her S1 and S3 amplify this. S1 is a strong AFK healing skill, while S3 gives her global range across the whole map. Her talents also let her trivialize incoming elemental damage, which isn't useful in every stage, but when it comes up, she can hard carry some stages. Even ignoring that though, I find myself picking her the most when I just need a medic, solely because of the comfort aspect. In terms of medics overall though, she has the most utility and also some game-breaking potential, which makes her the strongest in my opinion. The last two classes are interesting.
I wonder if not a lot of characters use medics that much because we have bots. Like I don't know how insane bots healing is, or like it's not really healing, it's just restoring the HP in a way. But I wonder how much they restore it. Like, is it way better than healers? Because from what I've seen, it seems that he used Skadi a lot.
Because they have a large range of what the operators do. For supporters, my pick.
For supporter, Filtosa. Wait, I guess during this time
is virtual.
She does. Wait, if I'm mistaken, the best supporters are Radiant and I forgot Radiant and who? I forgot. Wait, let me check. Oh no, it's Tragodia. What? Was Tragodia not? What? Like, it's not. Is Tragodia not released this time? What? Like, that's Tragodia, Radiant, and Haruka. I think that's one of the best. Virtuosa? Interesting.
While I do still think an operator like Ling is more broken just because of how her kit works, I think Virtuosa is better overall. I'll also mention Sculptor, who's still one of the best buffers in the game, and Suzerain is still a pretty solid debuffer.
So yeah, Tragodia was
these
not
four
released.
Operators do completely different things, so instead of just trying to hard compare them, I'm gonna yap about why I think Arturia is a really strong operator. She's a ritualist supporter, meaning she specializes in dealing arts damage and inflicting elemental injury. Her talent makes all enemies within range take 33% more necrosis damage with a max module.
Insanely enough, Tragodia is just like her, but just better.
Which lets her be
Tragodia's cat is just bullshit, bro.
paired really well with operators like Nymph and Logos. She can max out the necrosis meter and trigger the burst really fast on her own though. With her module, elites and bosses take 18%.
The more I'm watching it, though, I want to make a necrosis team.
More
that would be very cool to
and
see.
She also inflicts 5% elemental fragility to enemies after a necrosis burst happens, which just further amplifies elemental damage. Her S3 is great at clearing out big waves of enemies thanks to its massive range, and because it amplifies her necrosis damage by 2.5 times. It also provides extra utility like a bigger slow, and buffs some of your allies in range.
That's kinda useful.
Since elemental damage
well, I do like her.
Operators are somewhat new and unexplored still, she also has the potential to become a lot better in the future.
Like I said, I love black hair.
What I look for in a specialist.
I don't know during this time who is the best specialist is, but right now, obviously the best specialist is, without a doubt, who's that girl's name? Azusai Alter, right? I don't know what she does, but all I know that she buff a lot of the ranged units.
List is to fill a niche that other classes can't. That's why I think the Executor Texas Alter is the best specialist.
Yeah, I do think like using Texas is very comfortable, to be honest. Like compared to I really don't understand how to use SSI, but for Texas it's easy to understand because I use Red, I use Project Red, and they kind of act the same in a way. It's just she's just a way more stronger version.
That being said though, I have to mention the two other broken specialists in the game, Yado Alter and Ella. Yado
I don't know much about Ella.
An alternative fast redeploy option to Texas, and I'll compare them a bit more later. Ella is a very strong operator, doing high damage and providing good debuffs. I just find that she has more alternatives you can use, while fast redeploys are hard to replace.
True.
I should also mention, while not quite on the same level as the other three, Ascalon is also really good. Texas is a versatile specialist, providing either high single target damage or AoE and stun on a short redeployment time, depending on your skill of choice. You could also use her S1 silence in niche stages, I guess. S2 though makes her a boss killer with a panic button option, while S3 makes her a well-rounded damage dealer and the ultimate panic button. This skill lets you stun any enemies, including ones in the air, that are about to leak. Of course you could just use it to stun and deal a lot of damage to regular enemies as well, but in these situations, if the skill somehow hasn't dealt with them, it at least buys you a good amount of time. On the other hand, Yado also has a single target S2 and an AoE S3 on a faster burst, but with worse range on both. Her module does make her cost less DP though, which can be important in some harder stages. In general, with a stun and better range, I find Texas more useful overall, but again, you can just use both. After all, you can use both a cherry bomb and a jalapeno to
that's a very good comparison. Oh my god, like I did say a lot of times that this game is kind of reminds me a lot of Plants vs Zombies, but to think they actually made the comparison, like even that person, I forgot his name, Kunikaze, I think. Even he's, from what I've seen, it seems that he started ARKNIGHTS due to Plants vs Zombies.
Killer Gargantuar.
I haven't seen the video, but the thumbnail does
explain my overall ranking.
Wow, why Texas so high? Holy! I feel like logos should be higher. Shu is good. I don't know. Like, I don't know about gods. That's the problem. Like the only god I have used in supports is only Like, no, I haven't used any guards. Like, I don't like Dragon Breaker designs compared to other guards. Like, I feel like other guards look design is way more likable, and I just don't like Dragon Breaker's design that much. Like, it's a bad design. It's just I don't prefer. Tesla is very high here. Holy, like I feel like if this was the real tier list, not the real one of what I'm talking about. Like if this was the current tier list, I would assume that Texas Alta will be replaced by what I call probably get replaced by who's that girl's name? Azusai, yeah. I think Azusai is probably going to replace her. There's still Dragon Breaker is still the strongest guard. Same with Shu, still the strongest defender from what I've seen. Same with them. A lot of meta, even after 9 months, still stays the same. Wizardel is just kind of hard to power creep, I guess. I still think that Monster should be replaced here. I think Monster is doesn't Monster I don't know. Virtuosa, I feel like Tragodia should be here, and I feel like Tragodia should be higher a bit than Ines. From what I've used, like Ines is okay for DP, but that's way more. Like you can just use other DP characters for it. If I'm to be honest, like she just do damage and can add, well, the usefulness of able to reveal stealthy opponent is kind of useful, but not all characters are stealthy though. Like from the story that I play, maybe there is a lot of stealthy character, but not all of them are stealthy. Yeah. So I feel like Tragodia should be higher here. I don't know. And I'm not experienced enough to say Tragodia is better than Logos, to be honest. But I think Tragodia should be higher than Ines. I think Tragodia's supportive capabilities from what I've seen and how I use in what I call IS2, like he is very useful. Yeah, like I said, Tragodia should please Vitosa. And Monster, I think Healer should be always number 8. Like, I don't think Healer is, like, it's kind of hard to make a Healer insanely broken. Well, you can make it broken, but if it's broken, then, but if the other character can kill the enemy before they even damage you, then what's the point, right? What's the point of a healer? Unless they give buffs, insanely good buff to the, what you call, to the DPS. Like, a healer without a good without buffing capabilities is kind of useless. That's what I experienced from playing other gacha games like Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin. Like if a healer doesn't give any buffs, then the healer and only heals, then the healer is useless. Like what's the point of a healer that just only heals? It needs to have way more utility than that. But yeah,
for these operators. Not going to talk too much about this since, again, this part's just for fun, and seriously trying to compare these operators with each other across classes kind of defeats the point of the video.
True.
But still, power rankings are fun, and you can put your list in the comments if you disagree.
I would argue Tragodia should be higher, and Logos should be higher, not gonna lie. Maybe I don't have enough experience using Dragon and Shu compared to other characters. Like I feel like character support that I have used that I kind of have experience a bit now is Logos, Tragodia, Texas Alter, and Wisadel. Like Texas Alter are good to be honest, but as I said, from what I say, it's broken, and I don't know much about SSI. I don't know. I just don't know how to use her to kind of understand. But yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. This is a very interesting video by Spoce. Please check him out. And that, yeah, thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe. I appreciate it to see more of my content. And yeah, peace out.